Kuhan, what time is it?
What time is it? Is it jingle time or Christmas time?
Christmas time.
Oh, I see what you've done there.
Two Parkies in a Pod is powered by Parkinson's UK, the charity that's here to support every Parkinson's journey every step of the way. Wherever you're from, whatever you need, visit parkinsons.org.uk for more information.
In the words of Noddy Holder, it's Christmas!
Christmas, yeah. Christmas episode, looking very festive there, Dave, with your Santa Claus hat.
I like a few sparkles this time of year. I've got a sparkly hat on. I've got one for you as well.
Yeah,
do you like it?
I do actually. They're very sparkly, very Christmas, and I like the Christmas jingle as well. We'll take a photo afterwards and share with our listeners as well.
Exactly. Do you know something? We've got a bit of news, a bit of Christmas news. We've been given a present by Parkinson's UK.
What's that?
We've been given a community award.
Have we?
Yeah, so we're no longer a non-award-winning podcast. We're an award-winning podcast.
Oh, yay!
We don't enter any of these fancy competitions, but Parkinson's UK have decided someone's nominated us, and it's brilliant.
Oh, great. So this is where people kind of nominate who they think has done good in the community?
Yeah, exactly.
So did they get confused with us and Movers and Shakers?
Probably, yeah. There's a little citation on it. I'll read it for you here. A lot of the time they're talking like they're just having a chat between friends, which they are. Their style is warm, encouraging, approachable and cheerful, and they talk about things that are useful for us people with Parkinson's. They interview knowledgeable people as well, who provide information in an understandable manner. They make it feel like I know them, which I don't. Admire them for saying what it's like to have Parkinson's and how it affects them. Thank you. I love the Movers and Shakers, says Sharon from Chesterfield.
It's not us, is it?
No.
I was wondering, who are they talking about? Oh, that's very nice. It's not Sharon, though, is it?
No, it's anonymous.
Oh, well, whoever it was, thank you very much.
Yeah,
and,
really nice.
Yeah,
really nice.
Wonderful. And, if you haven't guessed, this is a very seasonal episode of the podcast, right? I'm going to read out some of your letters that you
we've had some really moving letters from people, incredible emails and things. People share everything with us. It's amazing. You know, you treat us like friends, and we really appreciate that. We haven't got time to go through them all because it's just me and Kuhan doing everything.
Yeah.
So we haven't got a team of millions.
It's one of those episodes we're just doing a mass reply all.
Yeah, exactly.
To all your... Let's be fair, Dave.
You just burnt there.
Sorry.
Merry Christmas.
Some disguise it. No, we're going to reply to some of your messages, not letters. Are we going to go straight into it? Or are we going to chit-chat first?
I think chit-chat first. What are you doing for Christmas?
Well, kind of had Christmas already for me and my family. Went to the folks at the weekend. Brother, cousin came over. We played double and watched Only Fools and Horses all weekend. It was great.
Hey, double?
Double.
What's double?
Double. I've seen you've got... Come on, Dave. Double.
Double?
Double.
You sound like a turkey.
I've seen it here somewhere in your... I'm sure you've got a board... It's a board... not a board game. How do you describe double? Double is like... There's like... you get circular cards and they've got like 4 or 5 different images on.
Yeah.
And there's a centre card place and you've got to try and match. You've got to shout out like, is it a banana or is it a anchor? Or it's kind of like...
Do you have to move cards around the table?
No.
Is it quite hard for Parkies?
No, it's just snap, basically.
Bit slow snap if you're a Parkie, isn't it?
Well, you just shout it out, basically.
That's all right, yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a cognitive challenge more than anything else.
Right.
Visual and cognitive. And who won? I
won. Get away. First time you won anything for a while, but you rage quit at tennis the other day.
What's that?
You rage quit at tennis the other day.
Rage quit, yeah. I was raging at myself. I was not playing very well at tennis yet. I've yet to win a game since my DBS. It's been about 6 months now. It's quite depressing. But
we had an amazing game, though, didn't we? The day before.
The preceding game was really good, really tight. We played 2 sets, and I was knackered by the end.
I was 3-0 down in the second set, and I came back and won on a tie break, 7-4.
Yeah, all right. On with the show, as they say.
By the way, I haven't introduced the podcast yet. We're Two Parkies in a Pod.
Oh, yes.
The podcast for people with Parkinson's, by people with Parkinson's.
Yes.
I'm Dave, he's Kuhan, together with the dreaded Logan for 27 years.
Yeah, so I've got an anniversary in a few weeks.
Yeah,
well, in a couple of weeks, actually.
I've got my Parkiversary January 26th.
Excellent, yeah. We'll do something special, right? Turning 51, and then the day after is going to be 13 years for me.
What date's your birthday?
3rd of January.
Okay.
4th of January was my diagnosis, yeah. It's all a bit, I don't know, weird.
Bit close.
Huh?
Bit close to each other.
Yeah. Shall we have a listener letter?
I think so, yeah. Do you want to start with David? Talking about Lucy podcast last time.
Sure, go for it.
Hi, Dave and Kuhan. Thank you for another great podcast. I just listened to the last one, Lucy's story, in one breath. This rings home. Even though I'm not the product of sperm donation, I'm adopted, and as it turns out, also 25% Ashkenazi Jewish. I did a DNA test prior to diagnosis and only got the heritage, not the health part, sorted. It doesn't matter though, as it won't change anything and might possibly only add another layer of anxiety to my wife and 7-year-old son. I can never get enough of these kind of stories, and indeed I'm writing my 2nd and 3rd books about this subject. What a guy, writing books about it.
I mean, nothing else. Saying it's about it, they are quite interesting stories, aren't they? There's a lot of incredible stories about genetics in Parkinson's. I think I've only just started to surface, and hopefully episodes like that will help shine a light on this sort of stuff, right? A lot of them involving adoptions and sort of families finding each other. I got a note here the other day from... Do you remember a lady called Christina from New Zealand who we met with,
I do, yeah.
With stars? She's a researcher, right? She listened to the episode and she said after the episode, just listen. I'm reading this out now, so I might struggle here because reading out messages is quite difficult actually, isn't it, Dave?
It's really weird. I used to do it for a living. I can't do it very well now.
Yeah, I'm going to struggle through this,
Okay,
so bear with me. I listened to Lucy's story today. You two did really well. Such a touching and complex case. I enjoy listening to DNA discovery stories. Lucy's is different, of course, given how it started. Also touched home for me because I donated eggs and I have a 3rd son born to a lovely couple unrelated to me. There's a bit more to donating eggs than sperm, and in New Zealand, you don't get paid for the donation. I wanted an open donation, so know the couple. I last had pictures when Adam was 10. I guess he'll be about 16 or 17 now. I've been wondering if they told him. My boys know about my egg baby, and my younger son looks forward to the day when his brother might reach out. I hope that the podcast was sufficiently anonymising for Lucy's parents. So tricky. Lucy is a very special person.
Oh,
I think we'd agree with that, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we definitely would agree. It's this time of year, isn't it? Families, you think about loved ones and you think about long lost relatives and all that sort of stuff. So, it's a very strange time of year for people in that situation, being adopted and stuff. And
and
it's family time, isn't it, Christmas?
It's family time as well. And I've got another message here from Star herself. Do you want to hear it as well?
Go ahead.
Now, I'll tell you what, for those that haven't listened to the episode earlier in the year, which was called Thank You, where we featured Star, Dave, why don't you recap to tell our listeners who Star is and about her incredible story?
Well, Star is a woman with PINK1 gene, a mutation of the PINK1 gene, which is very rare, but quite common in the Pacific Islands. And she moved to New Zealand when she was young. Her mum has Parkinson's. She has Parkinson's. She'd never left New Zealand, Samoa. She lived originally. She came over to London for 48 hours to chat at a big conference with some of the leading neuroscientists in the world there. And did a brilliant speech. We played the speech. And
Helen voiced over her speech that she gave at that conference, right?
She was only here for 48 hours. And one of the things she wanted to do, didn't want to see Big Ben, the House of Parliament, all that sort of stuff. She wanted to meet us too, which was incredible. So we met in the pub, had a lovely couple of hours just chatting about Parkinson's and things. And we've stayed in touch ever since. An amazing woman.
Let me read out some of her messages because it's been quite a touching story since then as well. So Christina, whose message I just read out, was the researcher that brought Star and her husband along to this conference. So this all sort of connects, as it were. Star writes, and this is back in February this year, just after the episode that featured her just went out. It's currently 10 p.m. in New Zealand and I've just listened to the latest episode. Just want to say thank you and show my appreciation to you both for sharing my story. I hope I can come forward to my mum sooner rather than later. But as you mentioned in your episodes, it takes time. Helen did an amazing job with the voiceover. Please send her my thanks. I could feel her emotions behind each and every word. It's definitely brought the waterworks on hearing the speech again, but it was good tears. Hope you both have a fabulous week.
Oh.
Was that very nice? And then, we're coming full circle now. Just a few weeks ago, she sent us a message saying, in reply to Lucy's episode, similar genetic story, similar-ish, let's say. She said, wow, what an amazing story, heartbreaking and powerful. But she goes on to say, yes, I officially told my mum. And of course she was heartbroken for a few days, but she's finally come around. I knew it was going to be hard, but it was weighing on me mentally with lying to her. I mean, I'm still not completely open to everyone about it, but I'd just rather go on with my life without having to hide it from her. Life feels easier-ish now. I'm at the gym 6 days a week and I've done my first ever 10k run. Now I'm recovering from a sprained wrist from participating in a CrossFit competition.
There's no stopping her, is there?
Yeah. She also gave me a smack for lying to her about going to London. Yay!
You're not too young to have a good clip around here.
Yeah, exactly. That's her mother is named, and I asked her about this, if it was okay to share, because we would very much like to send season's greetings to Christina to star, and her mother, 67-year-old Malamar, who's got Parkinson's. She's had DBS, I think, last year, and apparently doing fairly well-ish now. So we're wishing you all the best.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, Malamar.
Yeah.
And Star, thanks for listening to the pod. Hey.
Hey. That's so sweet, isn't it?
Really sweet,
I
really
mean,
sweet.
like, I find all these things just come round, don't they? Full circle.
We're building a little community around this podcast.
Around the world as well. We're going to read out some of the stats as well from the podcast towards the end of the show as well.
Okay.
It's going to be quite exciting. Well, I've got a feeling, Dave, that Lucy's story hasn't ended, has it?
No, we'll hear a lot more from her, I think.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll keep you posted how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We've got a few messages off the back of sort of the DBS episodes that we've done. Here's one from friend of the show, Annie, and I'm just going to read it out. Wow, you two just listened to the podcast with Harris Akram. The episode we called
Meet the Brain Surgeon.
Meet the Brain Surgeon. Fantastic episode. Still takes my breath away, that one. I've listened to it so many times. That's great. It is rare that, she goes on to say, it is rare that I get stopped in my tracks, both mentally and physically, by something I hear. But this was one of those times. Utterly brilliant from him. A tough discussion, sensitively but clearly communicated. And what a backstory. You couldn't make it up. The both of you make me smile, laugh, cry and feel things so deeply when you talk about this condition that I give thanks to the day that you both met each other. Oh. You're both such a force for good in our sometimes difficult world. And Kuhan, your request at the end to be able to get Helen her breakfast and that message of hope. I'm in bits. Love you guys. From Annie. Also quite poignantly in that message, just reading it back, I've noticed that she says, you're both such a force for good in our sometimes difficult world. There's a lot of bad news, Dave, right, in the world. Not least down under, right?
Yeah, awful. Her son was down there as well.
Exactly.
He lives on diabetes.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm mentioning
Posted
it.
an amazing video about it. So.
Yeah.
Kieran lives there at the moment. Right. And then he's going to cycle around the world as you do, raising money for Parkinson's.
Right, yeah. I'm going to leave links for all this stuff, by the way. But thinking of Kieran and Annie and all the family, in these difficult times, one tip from us, I would say, is just switch the news off when there is this spate of bad news. Don't get glued to your news cycle. And when it comes to 24-hour news and stuff, there's no good news, is there, Dave? Generally speaking,
no. They focus on the terrible news, don't they?
Exactly.
We focus on the good news here.
Yeah. Come on, Dave. Who's next? Oh, sorry. Before we do who's next, there was a reply to that message because we sent that on to Harris, didn't we?
We did,
and he replied.
That's what he had to say. That's so heartwarming and wonderful to read. I've also had a lot of feedback from friends, relatives and patients. The best one was from a patient who was being wheeled into surgery. I held his hand as he was getting anaesthetised and asked him if he was feeling nervous. He said, "No, I've listened to the podcast. Isn't that brilliant?" Amazing. Makes a real difference, doesn't it? Someone going for deep brain stimulation, he's holding his hand because he's a good guy, goes in there and says, are you feeling nervous? No, listen to the podcast. Amazing.
Quite amazing. I've had quite a few of those messages. People saying that they got comfort from that specific episode, and also the following episode with Helen and myself in the hospital. DBS diaries, just sort of doing a minute by minute or day by day account of the what it was like being in hospital.
I think people don't know what to expect, and that's debunked a few myths, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
The fact you were asleep all the way through, you'd have to be playing your clarinet and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the intention, and I'm glad it touched, moved, and informed, as we always intend to do on this podcast, right? What's next, Dave?
We've got this one, which my son George has voiced up because I was struggling a bit that day.
Oh yeah, it's a long message, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's long, but listen to this one; it's classic.
I've got a message from Craig Fairbrother, who'd like to share a story with us. He says, "I know you've talked a lot about keeping a diagnosis secret and how colleagues and family don't understand symptoms. I used to be a reactor desk engineer at Heysham 2 power station in Lancashire. I went to see a physio. I'd broken my left collarbone as a kid, so initially the physio put it down to bone spurs preventing the arm swinging. 3 years later, yes, you heard correctly, 3 years later, the company nurse suggested I visit my GP. Left arm still not swinging, and I developed a phantom chemical smell. The GP took one look at my face and asked if I'd had a stroke, to which I said no. She sent me to a musculoskeletal physio. She examined me and said she couldn't help. As I walked down the corridor, she stopped me and said she couldn't let me leave walking like that. She went away to confer with a colleague and told me I needed an MRI. After the scan, I had an appointment with a neurologist at Preston. After examining me for 5 minutes, he told me I had Parkinson's disease. No leaflet explaining or breaking it to me gently. I had no idea what that meant, so he told me to Google it. I asked if there was another test, as all I had was a very basic examination. So I was sent for a DAT scan, ensuring that I had the correct information, as I was a classified radiation worker. After a few months, I was summoned back to the neurologist. It was the 2nd of June 2019. He confirmed I had Parkinson's, told me to eat healthily, and sent me home, saying, "I'll see you in 6 months, no meds required." The next day I went to see occupational health in work, where I broke down into tears. I had no idea what was in store. How long have I got to live? Do I lose my job running a nuclear reactor? How do I support my family or pay the mortgage? I also have been struggling with mild memory and cognitive issues. With nuclear safety being paramount, was I safe to continue with work? I was invited to apply for another position off the reactor desk. My mind was confused, and I was completely stressed out. Work and the company doctors tried to help, but I don't think they understood my symptoms, especially the hidden ones. They had no experience with anyone suffering from Parkinson's. To cut a long story short, I retired in early 2021. When COVID struck, the company had a pandemic policy that nobody was permitted to stay in work that had neurological conditions such as Parkinson's disease. Basically, I was furloughed and never went back to work.
That's Craig's story.
Yeah. Nuclear power plant, right?
These stories really blow me away because everyone's is different because everyone's got a different job and things. And
exactly.
It's tough when you're working that sort of field, quite physical labour probably, and you've got to give up, Awful.
There was a TV show on recently that featured a pilot, an airline pilot, who'd just been diagnosed. Same as the thing, he was wondering what to do, whether to tell his employer because he'd lose his job and all this stuff. And it's not, sometimes it's straightforward. Sometimes it's not, and sometimes, particularly if you're in a role that requires a certain sort of physical and mental standard, then it's not an easy thing, right? It adds additional pressure, doesn't it?
I met a guy who was a joiner, and he said you could carry on being a joiner by quickening things up, so it'd quickly sort things. But it's going to be hard after a while, isn't it? And another guy I met who was a joiner who had to give up. He was a window fitter and said he couldn't just do it anymore because of Parkinson. So it's really hard, particularly this time of year. Financially, people are strapped. It's tough, but
it is tough. And anyway, thanks for sharing the story. Sharing stories like this is going to, provide some comfort. Sharing is caring is what I've learned through this podcast, Dave.
Yeah, it's good to hear other people's stories, isn't it? Because a lot of people are isolated with Parkinson's, and hearing what other people are going through means you're not alone. And you don't want to be alone this time of year.
What's next, Dave?
This one's from Martin. I've just listened to the Raising Awareness podcast and wanted to congratulate you on your incredible work. I'm at my 10th anniversary of being diagnosed, and like you, I'm amazed how capable I actually am. 5 minutes after my diagnosis, I was out in a room with a sufferer in a wheelchair who frankly painted a gloom-ridden picture. Thank heavens I'd done my own research. In the past 10 years, I've been divorced, lost my singing voice, my job, my home, but I'm still here, still giggling, occasionally playing keys and guitar, help young musicians in my home studio producing songs and videos. Far from being down, it's given me a sense of actually concentrating my efforts to stay active, which in turn helps slow down the progression. I've also tried to raise awareness of the condition and have the advantage of a positive attitude. I look forward to loads more of your podcasts.
Yeah,
good man, Martin.
Wonderful. When you hear stuff like that, it just inspires us, doesn't it?
He's got every right to feel down, hasn't he? Losing his house and his job and his partner. But he's positive. You can tell that through what he's written. And, still got a sense of purpose, helping young people in his studio do videos and songs. And he's a good man, Martin, top man.
He is. It kind of reminds me of our last episode, which also sort of spurred a bit of feedback about coming out and the challenges. And I've got another one that we had off the back of that episode. Dave, do you want to hear that one from Claire, who wrote to us on Instagram?
Go for it.
Sure. She said, I don't have Parkinson's myself, but my partner does. He was diagnosed back in 2019. We actually met about 6 months ago on a dating site. He was very upfront with me about his condition. And what's unfolded since then has turned into quite a love story. He worries sometimes that I need to fully understand the realities of Parkinson's, and I'm doing my best to learn as much as I can. I'm very open-minded, and honestly, nothing about this will put me off the relationship. We found something really special, and I believe that Parkinson's shouldn't be a barrier to happiness. Very true. She goes on to say, life is short and finding love in midlife feels precious. For me, the most important thing is being able to support him and make sure we enjoy the journey together. Isn't that lovely?
Really lovely, really lovely.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done, Claire. Thanks for reaching out. I think Scott said it beautifully on the last episode when he said, when you let go, that's when you find love, right? So sometimes you just need to let go and go for it. Right, who's next, Dave?
We've had a message from Kevin. He said, I was diagnosed 3 years ago. My life is slowly being impacted by Parkinson's, but it's all around, other than my magical partner, Claire. They tell me I'm looking well, and you'd never know I have Parkinson's. I've been inspired by you and your guests' emphasis on exercise, and now listen to you whilst walking the Thames Path. I've been lucky enough to reduce my working week to 4 days, been able to focus my day off on exercise, doing an exercise day. So far, I've gone Woolwich Tunnel to Reading, so about half the way to the South. You're both great company as I make my way through the old and new episodes. I've been moved to tears and laughed out loud. Thank you for your podcast.
Who was that from? Sorry.
Kevin, who walks the Thames Path, listening to us.
Oh, wonderful. Shout out to Kevin. Thanks for the message. Oh, that's really nice. I'm touched by those words. Thank you very much. Do you want to hear some stats, Dave, about the podcast from this year?
It's been a hell of a year, hasn't it?
It's been a hell of a year.
Really good year.
Really good year. We've doubled our listenership this year. 2/3 of our listeners are in the UK. But we do extend to 136 different territories now, 136, including places like Iran, Samoa, Azerbaijan, and some of the Cook Islands and stuff. Just over half of our listeners are female. Don't forget, it's not just people with Parkinson's that listen to this podcast, it's their carers.
We're Totty, aren't we? That's why.
What's that?
We're Totty.
Totty?
Yeah, Totty.
Yes.
You and me, Totty.
Over half are over 60 now, which has increased. It's the Young at Heart podcast is what I like to think of. Two Parkies in a pod as...
You can be 60 and I'm 60 next year.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. Big one, right? 60% of our listeners are listening on an iPhone. Spotify, which we continue to be 5-star rated on, has now overtaken Apple Podcasts as our most used platform, if that makes sense. We have delivered for you 18 episodes this year, up from 13 episodes the previous year. It's getting tougher, right, Dave, as our Parkinson's progresses, but we're very proud that each episode is telling its own story and features members of this wonderful community, including over 50 people doing amazing things, right?
I love amazing things. It was something we just thought about when we were in the pub. We thought there's so much negativity about Parkinson's. We want people shine a light on amazing people and things.
There are amazing people doing amazing things.
Just before we disappear for Christmas and the New Year, we want to share with you this video that was shown at the Parkinson's UK end of year Christmas drinks. It was very moving. It's what happened.
We'll see you next year, right, Dave?
Yeah, see you next year. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year and all that. And stay healthy and, yeah.
Hope Santa comes down your chimney.
Yeah. More Two Parkies in a pod in 2026.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
2025 has been a year of hope, progress and incredible milestones for Parkinson's UK, and none of it would have been possible without you. So join me for a few minutes to reflect on everything we've achieved together this year. Through impactful campaigns, we've raised awareness, challenged misconceptions and amplified the voices of people with Parkinson's. A standout moment for me was successfully halting government plans to change the PIP criteria. It is thanks to the power of the Parkinson's community that we were able to influence this decision, paving the way for a fairer and more inclusive future. 2025 also saw the launch of the Nurse Appeal campaign. In addition to transformational gifts from the Frank Brake Charitable Trust and the Garfield Weston Foundation, we've now raised nearly £6 million towards our £9 million Nurse Appeal target. We're already putting these donations into action with 22 new Parkinson's specialists starting in post, supporting approximately 7,800 people living with Parkinson's.
Your support has given so much hope to people like me who are living with Parkinson's. This year, Parkinson's UK made history, partnering with the UK Dementia Research Institute to establish a new £10 million research centre, finding new ways to predict Parkinson's and helping to develop and test treatments that could prevent, slow or even reverse the progression of the condition. And a new drug helping to repair problems with the mitochondria, developed with funding from our drug discovery programme, has now attracted £50 million of additional investments to go into clinical trials. Parkinson's UK is the leading European funder of Parkinson's research, committing over £53 million to more than 60 research projects. We're searching for the cause, a cure and a better treatment right now. And our research is powered by people with Parkinson's, like me, every step of the way.
This year, the Parkinson's UK Excellence Network celebrated its 10th anniversary. Since 2015, the Excellence Network has made a lasting impact, funding over 56 specialist roles and helping over 200,000 health professionals improve their practice through training and resources, which in turn has improved the support for tens of thousands of people. Our community is the heart of absolutely everything we do. This year, we supported over 25,000 people through our helpline and local advisor service, which has been our absolute lifeline, offering guidance, reassurance and support. We also supported 4,000 people newly diagnosed with Parkinson's and their families through our newly diagnosed events, groups, courses and webinars, ensuring that nobody faces Parkinson's alone.
For me, being part of Parkinson's UK has been life-changing. Across the 4 nations, over 450 Parkinson's UK groups have created safe spaces of connection and support for people who are living with and affected by Parkinson's. The support, the friendships and the resources have given me strength and hope for the future. Physical activity is a really important part of living with Parkinson's. This year, resources like physical activity, videos and podcasts were accessed over 50,000 times, helping people like me stay active. This year, we launched the Accessible Video Project, a series of 7 videos in 7 languages that challenge myths and misconceptions and provide practical tips for living well with Parkinson's. These videos are free on our YouTube channel for everyone, including South Asian communities.
It's your generosity that's made it all possible. Our fundraising events have brought people together to raise vital funds and awareness. From galas to walks, every step, every pound, every act of kindness has brought us closer to our goal. As we celebrate all we've achieved in 2025, we know our journey isn't over, but with you by our side, we're making a difference and pushing for a better future for the whole of the Parkinson's community. Thank you.
I think he's coming. I think he's coming. Christmas.
What's this?
Oh, the Christmas. He's coming.
Is he?
Listen.
Dave's just getting very excited.
You've been listening to 2 Parkies in a Pod, a Parkinson's podcast with Dave and Kuhan. To get in touch, visit the website 2parkiesinapod.com or send your voice notes or emails to hello@2parkiesinapod.com.